So I'm going to show you how to do the supplements, because supplements are critical because we are deficient based on your blood work report, okay? So as you can see here, there's several supplements in place here, okay? How are you going to do this? Now, this is not that many, but it is. If you haven't taken any, now you're going to taking 2, 5, 7, 10, 14, 14, 16, 19, 25, 30. So close to 30 pills a day. Now, that's a lot. And I take more than that. I take like 15 at each meal. Okay, so that's not to scare you. That's to show you that our bodies are severely deficient. Okay, so if you break it down to 15 a meal, it's usually doable. But the way I do it is this. Okay, so this is the amount you take per day. You don't take that all in one meal. Betaine plus HCl is taken with each meal. So take one at each meal for 2 meals. So you break it down throughout the day. Biodemulsion is a drop. It's easy. You just put it in. I give this to my kids, play games with them. Just put it, hey, open your mouth, put a drop in. You got 2,000 IUs of vitamin D. So that's going to be critical. You need 3 drops. 3 drops a day. You can do that all at once, by the way. You don't have to break that because it's so small. Just put it in your mouth. Biodophilus, a source of good bacteria for your gut. Just take that. You take 1 at each meal, and you only take 2 a day. Same thing with the rest of them. You just break it down, and this is a scoop. Okay, so it's 2.5 scoops of lauricidin, which shows you that it's there for anti-inflammation and anti-infection. There's a very high chance you have an infection in your gut. Very high chance. The reason I say that is because most of the population has it. Why? Well, it's all a degree. Some people are, and I'll just give you an example of people walking around with parasites. People don't even know that they're walking around with parasites. Now, are those parasites normal? Actually, many of those parasites actually live in our environment anyways. Can you think of one that lives in our environment? Herpes is one. I have herpes simplex, which produces canker sores. Is it in my body? Yes, all the time. When is it coming out? Periods of stress. Right. Any type of stress will cause me to have canker sores. The good news is this. I used to have these big, huge canker sores in my mouth. Oh boy, and I was miserable for 3 days trying to eat, right? Now I hardly ever, and when I do get them, it just lasts for a day. It's not that uncomfortable. Or 2 days, and it's not that uncomfortable. So it's about stress and other things that could pull out that infection. So parasites and all these infections are the same thing. When it shows up on the blood, though, that means that you have an active form. Okay, so I looked at that blood work to show me whether you had an active form of infection. Lauricidin, you take 2.5 scoops to fight that off. They're just small pellets. When the kids are sick, you can give that to them because it's easy to swallow. Okay, it's from the coconut. It's an extract of the coconut called monolaurin, I believe. And monolaurin is very effective for fighting infection. Think about where coconuts are grown at.
Hawaii, tropical area.
Hawaii, tropical, right. So, what is in wet tropical areas? It's an infection. Wet, think about your body, or think about wet areas in your home that develop a mold. That's a fungus. And in wet tropical areas, these funguses can happen. What does coconut do? It fights off fungus. But it fights off viruses, bacteria, and parasites too. So that's why I like using lauricidin. MgZyme is just a mineral. Multimin's a bunch of minerals. The light metals. Osteobilin Plus is major minerals like calcium and magnesium. And then pantothenic acid, which is for gout. So you just break those up throughout the day. Okay. So the way I do it is like this. This is going to be your catch-all for vitamins. And you're going to break it down to, in this case, probably about 10 vitamins here. And you're going to separate it out. And you can put as much open it up, put as much of the vitamin there, and label it on the top, and the dosage you're going to be taking per day. It's easy to just open up one thing. It's very fast. What I do, like for example, my daughter just put the tape here on the top, so you don't do it directly over, because then you can't, then it's permanent. But if it's like masking tape on top, then you'll know, and you can change it every once in a while, okay? So she put the names and the dosages. And then what I do is open it up in the morning. I take all my dosages in the morning, and then I put one for lunch in a Ziploc bag. So I take one. If you take one of these per meal, I take one, swallow it, put the other one in the Ziploc bag, if you're going to be out of your house. Like for me, I have to take it to the office, right? So this is a good way to manage your supplements. It's easy. The next thing is, how do you swallow them? Well, if you swallow 10 pills in a meal, what I do, and you don't have to do this, but I like to take a bite of food, throw it in the back of my mouth, and swallow. Now, you may need liquid, but I'm good at doing this, so I can swallow with my meals. But if you can swallow a little bit of water with it, then you drink it throughout. 10 pills is really easy. It goes by really fast. If you do one with each bite, you're done. Okay, so it's not a big deal. At first, it's an unusual habit, but you're going to make it a usual habit. It's going to be easy after a while. Do you have any questions on that? Okay, so that's how you do the supplements. And if you miss, for example, vitamin D, okay, say you forget to do vitamin D that day, 3 drops. Can you take it the next day and take 6? Yes. If you miss 2 days, you can take 9 the third day. If you miss, etc., you can take it once a week if you want. Okay, just remember, you can replace that. You can, this is an additive effect. The other ones, you know, if you miss one meal, you know, you can double it up in the next meal if you want to take that many pills. But if you keep on missing meals, guess what? It could take longer to get you better, and it could affect the blood test in 2 months when we retest. Okay, so, you know, do I forget sometimes? Yeah, I forget. I just go on to the next day. But if you can double up, that's fine. But if you keep on doing that regularly, I definitely don't advise that. So try to be consistent as possible. Okay. Any questions? Okay.